Hi guys, I was thinking of something. A metaphor for the battle between the political left and right in the United States politics. And it goes something like this. Imagine a game of tug of war on the edge of a cliff. The left and the right are on opposing sides, pulling with all their might. But the left is yanking so hard towards their side that the right, just by resisting, ends up more or less in the center. Eventually, the left pulls themselves right off the cliff. Not because the right outplayed them, but because they overreached. That's how it feels sometimes, watching American politics unfold. There are real reasons why many voters have grown disillusioned with the modern left. And it's not because conservative ideas suddenly became wildly popular. It's because the left, in many cases, stopped speaking to the average person and started pushing too hard, too fast, in directions that felt confusing, extreme, or out of touch. Take Vice President Kamala Harris, for example. During public appearances, she often came across as unfocused or overly rehearsed, sometimes rambling, sometimes sounding like she was reading from a script. That doesn't inspire confidence. Voters may not need their leaders to be flawless speakers, but they do need to believe that they're sharp, genuine, and in command. Then there's the cultural shift the left has aligned itself with, particularly around gender and sexuality. While most Americans support fairness and personal freedom, many feel alienated when activists insist that biological men should be allowed to compete in women's sports, often with clear physical advantages. This doesn't sit well with people who believe in both inclusion and fairness, especially when it starts affecting real opportunities for women. And perhaps most controversially, there were policy decisions that truly shook public confidence. In some cases, trans identifying biological males were allowed into women's prisons before undergoing any physical transition. The result? Reports of female inmates becoming pregnant. Whether one supports trans rights or not, most people can agree that this was a serious failure in judgment and planning. And it made the left look reckless and ideologically driven instead of pragmatic and protective. So, when people say, why is the left losing ground? It's not just because of Republican messaging. It's because the left, at times, has abandoned the middle ground, forgotten how to connect with everyday concerns, and refused to admit when their own policies go too far. The tug of war metaphor fits. In trying to drag the whole country to their side, they lost their footing. And the center, once theirs to lose, now feels more like neutral ground. And with that said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.